Welcome to The Explainer. You know, the idea of childbirth can be, well, pretty daunting. But what if you could swap all that fear for real, solid confidence? Well, today we're going to do just that. We've distilled 30 years of a midwife's wisdom into a super practical guide.
And we're going to kick things off with what might be the single most important idea in this whole thing. See, the focus, it isn't just on the baby. It's really about the two of you together becoming parents. This is about your beginning as a family.
Look, there is a sea of information out there, right? And honestly, it can just create a ton of anxiety. So our goal today is to cut right through all that noise. We're going to give you practical, actionable tools so you can feel genuinely prepared and, this is the most important part, so you can work together as a team.
Okay, let's jump right into our first big idea. Birth is a team sport. And get this, research has shown something really fascinating. The single biggest factor in whether someone has a positive birth experience, it isn't how the birth actually goes. Nope, it's how well the partners feel like they worked together as a team. I mean, think about it. Your midwife, your doctor, they're in the room for a day. But you two, you're a team for life. You're taking that baby home forever. That connection you share in that moment, that's what you're going to remember. So let's really focus on how to be an amazing team.
All right, so now that we've got that team mindset locked in, let's get into prepping for the big day. We're going to dive into some really simple physiology here. Because honestly, understanding how your body is already getting ready for labor, it's incredibly empowering.
So let's talk about your pelvis and late pregnancy. Have you ever had that feeling, like when you're getting into a car and it feels like you've kind of left part of your pelvis behind? Well, that wobbly, unstable feeling, it's completely normal. In fact, it's a good thing. It's just your body making more room for the baby.
And you can totally use that new looseness to your advantage. Here are two super simple moves you can do every day to help open things up. First, the bashful elephant. You just lean over something and gently sway your hips. And second, the hula hoop. Just make nice, gentle circles with your pelvis. Both of these use gravity to help the baby move down and get into position.
Okay, let's bust a really common fear right now. It helps to think of your vagina kind of like an accordion. Seriously, there are these special tissues in there called rugae, and they allow it to expand phenomenally. And then afterward, it just returns to its previous state. It's pretty amazing.
All right, section 3, working with your body. Now we're getting to the main event. Let's really demystify what's happening during labor, and more importantly, focus on the practical things you can do to work with your body, not against it.
So first thing to know is that labor has a couple of different stages. Understanding this is key. You've got early labor, which is basically the patience test. It can go on for days. The contractions are all over the place. Your job here, ignore it. Seriously. Rest, eat, watch a movie, save your energy. Because then comes active labor, the real deal. That's when things get regular, strong, and it's time to go.
Now let's talk about pain for a second, because this is so important. The experience of pain is physiological. It has nothing to do with your character or how brave you are. Think of it this way. Some people have really fine nerves in their uterus, like spaghettini. Their pain might be less intense. Others have thicker nerves, like fettuccine, leading to a much stronger sensation. You don't get to choose your nerves, right? So just release any judgment about it.
Okay, partners, listen up. This is where you get your superpowers. First up is the penguin walk. You just stand behind your partner, put your hands under their belly, and gently lift up as you walk together. It can be a huge relief. And second, for back pain, firm counter pressure. Use the heel of your hand, use your fist, and apply really firm pressure to their lower back. Don't be gentle about it. This can work wonders.
So what about pushing? You know, in the movies, it's always like 2 pushes and the baby is out, or it's this endless, dramatic ordeal. But what's the reality? Well, for a first-time mom, the average pushing time is about 90 minutes. 90 minutes. When you know that, it feels a lot more manageable, right? It's a focused period of work.
And just like that, the baby is here. Now we're in the first hour together. And this first hour, wow, it's just this really crucial, gentle transition from the womb out into the world. And you two, you're their gods.
So how can you give them a peaceful welcome? The best thing you can do is try to mimic the womb. Dim the lights, keep things quiet. Think about it. They've just spent 9 months in a dark, quiet, warm, watery world. The only thing they recognize out here is the sound of your voices. So just talk to them. Let them hear you.
Now let's talk about bonding, because there's so much pressure around this. This idea that you have to have this instant, magical connection. It's just not true. People are not ducks. We don't just imprint on the first thing we see. It is perfectly okay and totally normal to just feel overwhelmed or exhausted or just really focused on your partner. The bond will come. It grows over time.
Okay, let's fast forward a bit. Section 5, Surviving the First Week. This is all about adjusting to the new normal. It's a time for rest, for recovery, and for a whole lot of learning.
So here's a big question. Is breastfeeding really natural? Well, we hear that word all the time, but think of it like this. Flying is natural for birds, but a baby bird still has to learn how to do it, right? It's the same thing. Breastfeeding is a skill that both mom and baby have to figure out, together. It takes practice.
And the absolute key to successful, pain-free breastfeeding is getting a deep latch. And there's a simple mechanical trick to it. We call it the Pac-Man latch. Step 1, get the baby positioned tummy to tummy with you. Step 2, you wait. Wait for the baby to open their mouth really wide, just like Pac-Man. And step 3, as soon as that mouth is wide open, you pop them onto the breast. Be quick and efficient about it. So for those first couple of weeks, it's really helpful to have a clear division of labor. The birthing parent has one job and only one job: rest, hydrate, and feed the baby. That's literally it. The partner's job? To be the gatekeeper. Protect the peace, bring food, manage any visitors, and basically do everything possible to support the person who's resting and feeding.
You know, at the end of the day, there's so much pressure out there to have a perfect birth. But what if that's the wrong goal entirely? What if the goal isn't a perfect birth, but a connected beginning? What if the real win is just starting this new chapter as a family, feeling connected, supported, and confident in each other?